Hello, everybody. All right. So I got some interesting things to talk about today. Kind of an interesting episode, I guess, with thoughts with Jessey. This is really going to be actually more thoughts than anything probably today. I got a couple of sport things I want to go through, but the biggest thing I wanted to go through is some things that have happened to me today is, well, let me just say this. Started off the day coming into work and completely forgetting my mother's doctor's appointment that I was supposed to pick her up and take her to. So this is why I've been kind of like contemplating this. I really have been feeling down because of this. And this is something it's been interesting, I guess, lately. Like, obviously now I'm not feeling the same way that I was earlier, but it just made me think, like, I really went from having an okay day, like, wasn't starting the day off great. Like, I felt I was having a lot of trouble with my Final Cut Pro, which was just very irritating because it was a very simple task in my mind. It was just a simple cut of music to take two or three, like 30, 40 seconds from two videos and make them two separate videos. Shouldn't have been that difficult, but if every time I tried to share the videos, they would fail and sharing wouldn't share. The one shared, but then the second one didn't. So that was also kind of part of my frustration with it, is that it was giving me a task that would probably usually take me in between 5 to 15 minutes, depending on what happens and what kind of some things I might need to re-download something or change something along those lines, or maybe like a creativity type of deal where I'm kind of thinking about a description for the post. I don't know. It took an hour and a half to really fully get through the entire process of, I want to take this idea and put this on my social media, or put this on the grounds on social media, which is who I work for, partially work for a couple of different things. But I guess the thing that really surprised me, I guess, is how you can let things snowball. And it's really, really tough to just say that the ideas that come onto your head, or the ideas that you cannot get over these things, or can you slow down that snowball? Can you stop the ball before it truly forms into a boulder? I guess what I struggle with myself is stopping that said snowball. I definitely got the phone call. I mean, I absolutely blew it though today with completely forgetting that my mother had a doctor's appointment today. And I guess really I felt down, and I kind of now I feel like I wasted my time with my family, which I don't think that's true. I think that's I was really just kind of hanging out, doing the same thing that I usually do with my family. So I don't think anything really changed. Just felt bad. I felt like I let my mom down. Felt like really started to feel like I'm just super forgetful, because this has been like a week now that I've known about this and that we've talked about this. Also to that, I started today out a lot slower than I typically do. I typically start my day with getting up about 8:30. I will say it's probably majority of the time 8:30. Not gonna lie about that. I am a snooze bird, but I do kind of have an excuse with that, having the epilepsy. It's a little kind of a wing, but I still have to get my things done and just make sure that I set time apart. For those of you that don't know, I have epilepsy. That'll be something that's probably brought up in this down the line a couple of times. But what the biggest thing that I guess I want people to know about that, at least just this small portion of the epilepsy, is people with epilepsy typically need more sleep. Sleep helps the brain. Anything that helps the brain is going to help lessen epilepsy. And so I have a smaller form, so I'm actually quite lucky. I just have some medication that I take. It's called Divalproex ER, or Depakote. And the ER at the end stands for extended release. I mean, essentially what this is just um, something I got to do every day to make sure that the epilepsy doesn't consume me. I guess I just look at others, and I cannot imagine where being in the position of where I've had hundreds of seizures a day. And I guess something that needs to be said about that is that epilepsy is not just like full blown body shaking. Some people that probably don't know that or don't know is that epilepsy can be anything that is just an uncontrollable motion. So I mean, it can be something as little as shaking my head. It's just that. It could be as simple as what I did when I was in before I was diagnosed in high school. We'd have to get up early, so I mean, obviously, you'd be around up like 6:15, 6:30. Being a teenager, obviously, I was staying up till like probably 12, 1, when I shouldn't have. I should have been trying to get some sleep around 9, 10. But what ended up, I would drop my shoes. And it wouldn't be something like, it'd be like I sit down to tie my shoes. So you'd sit down on the couch and you have your shoes obviously in front of you, and either some socks if you haven't put them on already. And as I would pick the shoe up and say untie it, because I know some of us, I like to pull my shoe off with the shoe string still tied. If I can have a shoe that just slips right back on and it doesn't deteriorate the shoe, I would do that the entire, like probably forever, and of all time. I don't know. I just am always trying to find something faster to get things done quicker for some reason. I don't know if that's a good thing in some ways, but a lot of ways I feel like it's really good. But it also shows that I cut corners at times, and I need to not do that in certain aspects. But I mean, just to know that like like that dropping of shoes, like to find that out for me was kind of big. It was kind of interesting to know that like just the smallest thing like that. Like I mean, I kind of was under that same stereotype that I thought it was the full body seizures going into that, but kind of got off point here. Got into a little bit of story mode. It's usually how this will go. Things will just kind of drift off into how they go, and that's what's going to happen with this. I'm going to try, like, what I want to do with this is I want to get better at maintaining myself on topic and focusing on one idea. But as you can tell, within just the first 7.5, almost 8 minutes now of this one, I kind of drift off into stories a little bit. And I want to allow myself to do that, but I also want to be able to check myself back in a little bit quicker. So far, I've been doing a lot better than I feel like in the last 2 episodes that I've done, which are completely good and up and ready. I mean, I'm not going to touch them. I'm just live streaming these guys. I'm not even throwing a little bit of some things to write down to talk about. I mean, there's no big meeting before I do this. I don't even know really. The biggest thing I guess that I have not known when I was going to do these the last 3 times. I've just kind of done them. Saturday I was like, I'm doing this. I'm starting it up. And then when that became, hey, Beast Boy is back. Hey, what's up, my guy? How are you doing? But yeah, I guess kind of to explain a little bit more, I've been kind of going through today and really kind of trying to make sure I get you. I miss you. I miss you too, buddy. It's good to see you. Good to have you back in the chat here, man. I guess I've just been kind of going through my day here today and really kind of figuring out these ideas of how to slow down that snowball effect of when you're kind of starting to feel down or you have something bad happen. Like for me today, it's a task that should have taken like maybe 5 minutes. It took me an hour and a half, or maybe something along the lines of you stubbed your toe in the morning. You woke up late, something like that, and really how to slow down that snowball effect to make your day, to still get the most out of everything in your day, to not lose a day because you basically were sulking on things that were happening. Yes, I understand. I guess that's really trying to understand the fact. Yeah, it's heat. it's like it's weird to really like how do you slow down that snowball effect, like after so many things. Um the I guess the idea that I was thinking of is what would be some things that would change your kind of your mind doing that? Like how do you flip yourself from in that negativity into a positivity? But those are some things kind of wanted to throw out there. Beast Boy, let me know what you think, man, and we'll kind of get going into this. I do want to get into what something I kind of want to do on Mondays now is Monday matchups. I think I want to call it. It's a little bit of kind of the teams that I had talked about. A little bit Columbus Blue Jackets, Cleveland Cavaliers, Ohio State Buckeyes. Basically all my teams. They wanted to get into the first thing right up on my list is the CBJ are back at it tomorrow against Florida, 7 p.m. It's a home game. The Jackets being 2-2-2 now on the season with 6 points. They are tied for the first place with the tiebreaker going to the Tampa Bay Lightning with 6 points as well. They have fewer games played. The Blue Jackets have 6, and I believe it is 4 for the Tampa Bay Lightning at the moment. But that so far, I'll take that right now. To know that the CBJ haven't really been playing their best hockey yet. They also just traded their top winger, PLD, Pierre-Luc Dubois, over to the Winnipeg Jets for I think it was Pierre-Luc Dubois and a third-round pick for Patrick Lanier and Jack Roslovic. These two are supposed to be Patrick Lanier is an elite shooter. He's only 4'5". He's 22 years old, and this is his 5th season in the NHL. And as of right now, he has 140 goals with 110 110 assists. So that equals 250 points in 305 total games. If you want to follow me on the math, I believe I did this and it was over 81%. 81% of the time when you go into a game with Patrick Lanier, he's going to get you a point. I think if anybody has been following the Columbus Blue Jackets, you know that they were ranked 27th in scoring last year, which is absolutely terrible. So they need all the power they can get. Lanier has also been an elite scorer on the power play, which has been very weak for the Columbus Blue Jackets as well. So this has really been a big deal. On top of that, one of the other acquisitions that they got before the season was I think it's Corview. Oh my gosh, what's his first name? I'm gonna have to look this up, guys, real quick. I think it's Mika Corview or Mika oh my gosh, Covey or Coview. I cannot remember his last name, but he is a center. He is, I think, 37 years old, and he is a savvy vet inside the from the Minnesota Wild. He came over as a free agent. Are you doing this for homework? I am not. I am just doing this because I love talking sports, and I kind of want to talk a little bit about what I like to talk about, man. Like my day, my thoughts, kind of like what I've been kind of showing you. I mean, Beast Boy, you know me now for 2 days, and I appreciate the subscribing and asking questions and stuff like that, and just being able to hang out and talk to me and give me some feedback. I'm trying to also be a little bit better about kind of the view. I know right now I've only got the one camera going, but what I am trying to do is I can make sure that I get, I actually have this handy dandy camera right here that you can see, my nice Canon TSLR. But yeah, I will get that going. I never really, I say that it would have been a good day, but that would be lying, Beast Boy. And so I don't want to be a liar on this. I want to be honest with myself. I want to be honest with my fans, and I want to be honest with my subscribers and all that. I really wasn't having a good day. I definitely was having I felt like a slow day to start off. I stayed up a little late last night, and I ended up. I was trying to watch some the Walking Dead. I don't know if you know the show. Kind of an older show now, and really kind of ended wrong. But I never finished the series. I got through about 6.5 seasons, and then I kind of dropped off because one, I love it. Oh, I'm glad you love it because I do too. So I got into it in the third season, and then I got into it about, I want to say I dropped off about season 7, about halfway through. So I never really saw the end of that. Now, right now, where I've caught myself up, I think I'm at season 8, episode 4. So I'm right now watching the war happen with Negan. It's kind of like they have taken Alexandria back. They've taken back they basically have teamed up with the Kingdom, which I love the Kingdom and the Tiger and just everything. And Morgan is a, oh my God, he is a savage. I feel like with so much. I was yes. See, you truly were a diehard then. You started right off rip nearly Beast Boy, if I'm reading that correctly. But yeah, I mean, I'm loving it right now, and that was kind of why I started my day so late. Is I took a little bit of that. Probably I think I stayed up till like 2. It was rough, but woke up at like 9:30. I usually wake up about 8:30. That way I can get some things going in the morning for myself, as well as making sure that I get everything set up in the studio in here where I'm at in Columbus, Ohio. What I do in here is I try to wake up. I live right above it, so I walk downstairs and I turn the lights on. Oh, you stopped after season 1. Oh, I got you. I feel like once I saw season 1, it was a kind of a slow starter. Definitely was like cool with like the whole Rick aspect. I think if you actually watch it on Netflix, it's longer. There are longer episodes than when they air them on television. So it's like some of the deleted scenes. So it's really what the directors meant for this to be. I love it because I feel like in the first season you definitely can see a lot of the deleted scenes that they did put in and stuff like that. Definitely been really good so far. I mean, I'm loving it still. I kind of, it's almost like it's kind of horrible because like some of the things that are happening I've been told and have been spoiled for me, but I don't think it's really changing the plot. Yeah, it might, like the expectations are changed, I think, but I don't think like the actual seeing how they get there still, like how the entire plot lays out, is still really good. I feel like it's a good time. But yeah, I mean, it was kind of a down day, kind of going with that, but I do want to get back to some of this sports talk that I was talking with. I think CBJ. Kind of the other thing I was talking about is more It's Mika Corvu, or Corvu. Yeah, I think it's Mika Corvu. I could not think of his name earlier, but he's number 9. Be looking out for number 9 tomorrow. He's a centerman, so he was kind of. I think that was some of the concern when people saw that the PLD trade happened for Patrick Lanier. Lanier's a winger, and really a lot of people thought it was just going to be a Lanier PLD direct trade. But I think having that 3rd round pick thrown in, and then they get Jack Roslovic out of it, I think that's going to be huge because he is a center. He wants to play for Columbus. He's from Columbus, Ohio. So it's really, really kind of cool to know as a just as a fan, and I grew up in Columbus, so it's kind of cool to see like somebody that grew up in Columbus, Ohio, and knows the city is going to represent the city in the NHL with the team with the Blue Jackets, and super cool, super excited. One thing I did want to talk about with the CBJ Florida matchup is this is Bob Sergei Bobrovsky's coming back to see the CBJ. Now, he might not play. I think he is a shoo-in to start tomorrow. I haven't checked in with the Florida Panthers news and everything. I can actually kind of like look that up a little bit right now. I've been waiting to see if they put out any lineups. I know they usually are not going to do that a day before. But I'm going to keep checking just to get going. If not, I'll probably end up just talking about it tomorrow, probably either right after the game or right before. Yeah, because I'm planning on trying to keep doing this every day because, I mean, this is my third day in a row. And what I want to do is I want to get better every day. That's kind of the whole aspect. The whole Thoughts with Jessey mantra is 1% every day to get better. Focus that I can get percent. Yeah, there you go, Beast Boy. 1% every day. If you get 1% better every day, then that means you're going to be 100% better in 100 days. And to really put that down in perspective, that's 3 months and 10 days. Like, really think about that. If you put it down on paper, if I did this for 100 days from today until that would be 3 months from now. And let's see here. So January, February, March, April, and May. I would probably say February, March, April. I would probably say it would be like February, or not February. February. God, it's horrible math. I would probably say May, like 10th, 15th, or probably a little bit later than that would be the time that I should be 100% better than this. But it's always good. I see you. But it's I don't know. It's a good little saying to go by. I'll see you later. I see what you're saying. Later, Beast Boy. Thank you for jumping in. Always jump in. Tell your friends. And I'm going to keep doing this every day, like I've said. And I'm going to keep going. And I think the biggest thing the next is that I'm going to do is I really want to start working with some of the equipment that I got down here. I really want to get this A10 Mini Pro set up. Apparently, I didn't have this downloaded on my computer. So that I mean, it's a new computer, new work computer. Definitely love it. Gotta thank the boss for that one. Was needed because apparently our last computer was causing our hard drives to be too corrupt. So that's not good. But still kind of like, I mean, really looking at the week, we've got the Florida Panthers and the Blue Jackets tomorrow. Then we got the Florida Panthers coming back, which, if you're not aware, everything is by twos this year. Everybody's playing in the same division, but you're playing 2 games of each other back to back. And so far, I've kind of liked the way it's gone. Obviously, it didn't work out the first 2 rounds when Columbus played Nashville. Definitely played some decent hockey. It was right off rip. The first game was really sloppy. The second game was a lot better, but third game we ended up beating Detroit, getting the first win, losing to Detroit, and then losing in overtime in those 2 games from Detroit and the Tampa Bay Lightning. But to have the grit, like this is what Columbus is all about. They're about coming back and really just keep going. They're nose forward, just constantly focused on getting the task at hand. The biggest thing that you got to look at is I feel like the Tampa Bay Lightning series is really going to be a tight niche game. I definitely am excited about the rest of the season now with Patrick Lanier coming in. Yeah, Beast Boy. I'll check it out after I get this. After I'm done after with the live stream today. I'll check you out after, and I'm gonna subscribe and follow you, man. I definitely want to see what you got and see the content you got going on. I think I actually checked out a little bit and saw a couple videos you did. But I haven't really looked at a bunch of stuff. So I'll definitely do that after. I'll check up with you, and then tomorrow, if you jump back on, we can always talk about that and have a good little time. I'm definitely liking the back and forth too. To know that I can talk to people, just kind of kick it, man. That's really what I'm all about. Is just trying to vibe and just talk sports, man. Just talk kind of what's going on during the day. And you got a video for me, man? Like, let me know which one you want me to check out if you need. Yeah, and then but I don't know. I'm excited for the Jackets season. That's why I keep talking about it. Is I'm super super excited and want them to do good. Obviously, being a fan, so I have a lot of bias, and I'm definitely going to be kind of that homer that's cheering them on and going to talk that they're going to do this and they're going to do that. But I mean, you have to really look at what this team has done. And what they've been considered by everybody in the NHL. They've really been considered a down and out team, a team that's not going to really get things. Probably not a cup contender. Not gonna maybe make the playoffs once and but like never go deep. And like I don't think people like had a lot of respect for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Now, I think what they have done is they have completely changed the identity of what the NHL views the Columbus Blue Jackets. And I think part of that has been the core that's been with Nick Foligno, Cam Atkinson, Boone Jenner, even Jonas Corposalo to a little bit of that. And just those guys. And John Tortorella, obviously the head coach, now been there quite a few seasons, just to continuously prove to others that like we are going to go to the playoffs and we are going to compete with teams and let you know that we are here. We're not just gonna BS around. We're gonna hear, and we're trying to win. We're not just here to be a happy-go-lucky team. We're here to win. Like, to come in first off, to know that like Panarin, your offense is putting like stats out that you've never seen as a franchise before. To him saying before the season he's not really trying to sign, and everybody kind of knew, but you didn't want to. You wanted to hope that they would play really well, and credit to Yarmo for saying, I don't care if Bob and Panarin leave, I'm going for it. And they get Matt Duchene and they get Ryan Dzingel, and they end up getting I think they got a couple of couple others with a backup goal, another backup goalie, and a excuse me, a defenseman. I can't quite remember the names that they did that, but make the playoffs. Then the luck of the Columbus Blue Jackets at its finest. You go and you get the number 1 seed in the Tampa Bay Lightning, who have nearly the most points you have ever in a regular season, and one of the most high potent offenses of all time, and you sweep them. I remember I went to game 3. They were up 2-0 in the series. This was the loudest I'd ever heard Nationwide Arena in my life, and it was the greatest. Me and 2 of my buddies went. We had a blast, and we just absolutely you could just feel the city. Like, you just felt the city was so together, and was it. I know that's such like it's kind of cliche, and you really are like the city. Like, what do you mean the city? But like when I was in that arena, you just felt so connected with every single fan in there, and it felt amazing just to watch them score at goal after goal after goal, and just know that Tampa had nothing to answer. And these are the things that I think about as a Blue Jackets fan, that we've been counted out for so long, that PLD was just the next lineup that you're like, we picked him 3rd overall ahead of a bunch of people that shocked the world that we took him. Brought him, he came up and he's put him on the first line with Panarin, when you're thinking, this guy, can he even play with this guy when the first season he comes in? He doesn't even understand the guy. And boom, has a solid, I believe it was his sophomore season. And his 3rd year, like you look at everything that was happening, you think this is gonna be great. Then hit Panarin, then you sweep, then you lose to Boston in 6, who ended up losing in the cup. Then to follow that up, everybody leaves. You lose Panarin, you lose Bob, you lose Dzingel, you lose Matt Duchene, and you answer that with, "We're going to first off, we're going to make the playoffs, the little play-in tournament. We're going to upset Toronto and the big city of and hockey town that thought that they were just going to beat up the blue jackets, as my dad likes to call them, the boo jackets." I'm just going to let you know, I've never been more proud of a team, of any of my teams in my entire life, maybe other than the 2005 Pittsburgh Steelers. I take that back. I take that back. Steelers, I take that back. The 2013 Pittsburgh Pirates. That is the only team that I will ever put up again as the most proud, the happiest day in probably my entire sports life career, is a wild card Pittsburgh Pirates home victory against Johnny Cueto and the Cincinnati Reds. The night that I will never forget. It's a night that I literally just want to say is, it was so breathtaking to watch that game with my dad, both of us being diehard Pirates fans, and that was the first time I'd ever watched playoff baseball with my team in it. It was the first time that I ever got to see just that blackout in Pittsburgh at PNC Park. It was just the most glorious scene in Pittsburgh, and to just know that I was 20 years old. I had never seen the Pittsburgh Pirates have a winning season, let alone a to make the playoffs or any of that. To this day, I'm 27 years old, and I still have never seen them win a division title. I've never seen them get to a championship game. But I will say, when they beat the Reds and me and my dad were yelling, "Cueto, Cueto," in our basement with the thousands and thousands of fans that were in Pittsburgh, and the probably hundreds of thousands of Pirates fans around the world, if there are that many, just chanting that and seeing the home runs from Russell Martin and Marlon Byrd. Like, that was, I just remember looking at that team and thinking, this is the year. This is the year. And that was probably the closest that I'm ever going to see them. Right now, I hope that this new general manager, in Ben Sherrington, I think is how you say his last name, I hope he can turn this team around. I hope him making all these trades that he's traded, which Josh Bell, I don't think they got anything for him from the Nationals. Kind of upset about that. They traded Jameson Taillon, Joe Musgrove. Joe Musgrove going to, well, I know Jameson Taillon went to the Yankees. Joe Musgrove, I think, went to the Angels. Or no, I take that back. I apologize. He went to the Padres, and we ended up getting another prospect from the New York Mets. Really, as a Pirates fan, it's so hard to compete in baseball just for being a small market team, let alone being one of the bottom 5 teams in baseball in payroll. And to know that you have to hit on your draft picks, you have to hit on your free agents, which are few to none, if you get any. Generally, it's a lot of older guys that are trying to reimburse their career to go elsewhere and get another contract. It's a hard life. It's a hard life being a Pirates fan. It definitely definitely isn't something that I like doing. I would say I love the Pittsburgh Pirates, and I love seeing them play. I've been to PNC Park. I think PNC Park is one of the most beautiful stadiums in America and in the world. Like, it is a beautiful, beautiful park, and I just am ashamed that it doesn't get the wins and the things. Another like I can't talk about this anymore with the Pirates. They just it's sad. It just makes me sad. It just makes me sad. But I wanted to keep going on what I was already talking about with some of the matchups. Today being Matchup Monday. Going through some of my favorite teams, some of the big games that are coming up. Big thing coming up tonight, 8 p.m. Actually just started. I might be able to pull up the score here. Is the Cavs and Lakers. Cavs being 8-8. I mean, it's the Los Angeles Lakers with LeBron James obviously being a former player in the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's big. It's not. I would say that this game is actually bigger for the Cleveland Cavaliers than the LA Lakers due to the trade that they just made with the Nets and the Pacers as well as Houston. What has happened is I believe it was a total of 3 draft picks the Cavs gave up to get Jarrett Allen and Tayshaun Prince from the Nets. For those of you that don't know, Tayshaun Prince is a little bit of an older power forward. Played around. I think he's played around the Hawks. Been with the Nets for quite a while now. The biggest thing that I think that fills in is gives us depth. Jarrett Allen is, if for those of you who don't know, I believe he's only 23. He's 22 or 23, but that's also the same, right lines up with Darius Garland and Colin Sexton in the backcourt. That gives us 3 guys, and really the worst part is that they had Kevin Porter Jr., who I thought was going to be, I thought he was going to be a stud, and yes, he had the freak out, but I don't blame Kevin Porter Jr. for being upset about his locker being moved. I think I would be upset too if my locker got moved, and I'm a part of this team still, even if I've been hurt. Like, now I think some of that might have been they thought, I could see in the Cavs' point of view, is that they thought let's switch this out really quick so we can get while we have him here, and then when we come back in, we can either switch some things around or put him back in the same locker, you know. Personally, I don't know how to take that as a player, because I mean, I could assume that's a lot of personal shit that's in there for Kevin Porter Jr. And then I could also imagine that like the disrespect and just, you guys are really moving my locker and I'm not even like, I'm still signed. Like, but I also think, I don't think the Cavs I think they were making him work to come back, and maybe this was a test. This could have been a potential kind of test, as in, let's move his locker and see how he handles it. And if now I don't believe they would have done that to set him up to have the meltdown and the freak out, but I wouldn't say he's completely wrong. But I also, with everything that's happened with Kevin Porter Jr. and the arrest that he got on drug charges, or he would have had a small possession of marijuana, a gun, and what they ended up finding out is he said he didn't know the gun was in there, and they ended up finding out that was true. And also they dropped the marijuana charge. So honestly, I felt like he got kind of lucky with everything that happened, like, because you just never know with something like that. I mean, you don't, and I mean, I'm thankful that, like, yes, it wasn't like he wasn't rolling around with stuff like that. But I mean, at the same time, I don't think it was that big of I don't know how to go at it, you know. I think for the guns, when you're going around with guns, it's difficult in the situation that you're in as an athlete, just because, I mean, some of it is more so trying to have protection because you're a super famous person now, and people know you, and you're out in the public. And I completely understand having some concealed carry for any crazy moment that might go down. Like, I could completely understand that, but I do also understand putting yourself in the right situations, maybe not going in, which is a little bit harder for every person in certain situations, because what if the people that you're around, where you're around a lot of those drugs and you're around a lot of stuff going on is like family. Maybe it's like like close friends, and that's kind of the difficult part. But it's besides the point. He now has got a chance over in Houston, and I wish him the best. I definitely still think he's going to be a really good player. I think he's going to be a really good shooting forward for somebody. Hey, Beast Boy, super good talking to you, man. Good night. Have a good evening, and get some sleep, man. Always. I'm always gonna preach. Need to sleep, man. I will talk to you later, my friend. But yeah, let's. I gotta pull this score up here because as of right now, that is Sunday. But with that being said, there's still a lot like with that trade. You look at everything that the Cavs have. They have Darius Garland. I would say Darius Garland would be the starting point guard, and then Sexton would be the starting shooting guard. Sexton coming off a 42 game with personally a clutch 3 to tie the game and put that game into overtime with I think it was 1.2 or 1.5 seconds left. Big shot by Colin Sexton. He definitely is looking more and more like he is NBA ready. Looking more and more like a solid pick by the Cleveland Cavaliers. And oh my goodness, I cannot. Who is the GM of the Cleveland Cavaliers? I cannot remember. Oh my goodness. Oh, let's see here. Well, the score to update, there's 1:45 left in the first quarter. 25 LA, 21 Cleveland. Hopefully they can get 1 or 2 buckets here in this, and I'd love to see him win. I'd love to see him get a win in today. But really some good stuff. Honestly, I've been going almost 42 minutes now, and I just want to say that this is really been good to like kind of overview a lot of the stuff that's going on in the day. I can tell my mind's a little bit at ease just talking about things, even if it's talking to a computer screen with potential viewers and non-potential viewers. And for later on down the road, maybe you're watching this and it is 2032 and we are having a shit crisis again, or we're in, I don't know. We have no idea what would happen down the line. I let those things. I try to leave that to God and try to let God take the wheel, and we will see what happens. You know, usually it ends up pretty well. It's been doing me pretty good so far. Something I also like to do is I want to keep going this at work because I find this super interesting. Everybody else, I guess, at work finds this really dumb. But it's music history. What I do is I'm actually with a lot of I'm around music a lot with Ground Sounds. I interview artists from all around the world. If you got music, actually go to groundsounds.com and submit, and we will potentially put you up on a feature of our social media or put you up on the site if we really like it. We do write some articles. Maybe if you ask for an interview and we really like your stuff, you'll get a potential interview. That's kind of the deal, is that people are sending their stuff. We love independent artists, up and coming. We love artists that are maybe already mainstream. We just like to know that there's new music out there, and we want to cover it and we want to put it out there for people. And so this, you'll see kind of a little bit of some, I don't want to say crossover, because obviously there's only me. It's not like a second talk crossover, you know what I'm saying? But some things that happened today on January 25th. CCR released their single "Proud Mary." I love this song, and guys, I'm gonna have to pull this up real quick just because I absolutely want you guys to hear this, to know that this is the song that I've been kind of jamming to in my head today. We're gonna hear some ad here from blah blah blah, because we're gonna get rid of this real quick. There we go. All right, see, this is the stuff we got to get down to, guys. All right, need to relax, let people know that it's okay. You can have a bad day, and you can continue to know that you're still growing. even if it is a bad day, there is something that is still there to be learned. And I think even in the potential of having one bad day doesn't mean that you can't have a great day the next one. I feel like a lot of this is mentally. A lot of this is all on what's happening with, what's happening with this world and just these things happening outside our head. Like, it's really the point of view and the perspective that we have on these things that will allow us to, as I like keep having this music like over me, but it's really about these things in this world and being able to have the mental capacity, maybe not the mental capacity, but the mental strength to understand that you're not always going to be happy. You're not always going to be the best, maybe the best that you could be. But the beautiful thing about this is that you have the potential and the choice to turn it around. And just as Vince Lombardi says, get knocked down 8 times, get up 9, or get knocked down 7 times, get up 8. Essentially, what I'm trying to get from that is, today for me, maybe it's been a down day, but it doesn't mean that I can't come back tomorrow and fix some of the things that maybe I didn't get done yesterday. But at the same time, I think it's more of just trying to have your focus on the right things. It's funny how I feel like when I think about, when I have these like down days and I'm in my head a lot and I'm really analyzing like every little bit of aspect, I feel like those are the longer days. Because I'm looking at the clock right now, it's only 9 and it feels like it's 11 o'clock, or and maybe that goes to the energy that you leave with, and the energy that gets used up in your your typical everyday life, just that energy to do that thing, to stick around and do one more, or to read that extra chapter, or to go the extra mile, essentially. And it's really amazing to kind of see, and to kind of get that idea, and that that aspect that it is there. Like, you can stop the negativity, you can stop the positivity. It's all about what you think personally. That's something, I guess that's really where I'd like to end it on. I didn't get to my KC or the Tampa Bay, the upcoming Super Bowl. I didn't get to my OSU Penn State game, which Ohio State did just get moved up to number 13 at 12-4. What I definitely, I just had it. Oh my gosh. And then I exit out. This computer I got over here is so slow. I definitely should probably bring mine or my laptop or something, just to have, I really just want to have this up so I can like kind of look back, because what I want to do with this is I want to have a camera shot here. I want to have a secondary camera shot, and then I want to have the computer that I have right here to be full screen. So I definitely want to have a couple different inputs that I can put in, switch around, show you guys kind of what I'm looking at, give you some lower thirds so you can actually see how I spell my name. It's Jessey, just so you know. And so you don't look at me and I'm backwards. Like right now I'm technically like backwards in the view. I guess it really gets switch up in your screen. On my screen it looks backwards, but it doesn't really matter at this point. I just want to keep doing this every day. I think I can keep doing this, and I am excited to keep talking to people, and really just check out what kind of thoughts and things are going inside my head and see what people think. I mean, I don't know if I'm crazy. Maybe I'll find out I'm nuts. I'm absolutely insane, but we'll find out. We'll find out together, and it's going to be quite an interesting journey. I'm going to try to do this for at the very least, I want to do this for the rest of this month and all of February, and really get a good idea of how how I am on how I am on camera, how am I talking, how can I like keep conveying messages, and how am I kind of as a sports analyst, like how am I analyzing these matchups? How am I analyzing these certain things, these trades, things like that? I want to know that like I'm thinking about the right things, and hey, maybe down the line when I get older, I can kind of just relax and take a job like that, where I just chill out and I just talk about sports, get calls, and chill out from home, do all the Zoom calls. I'd be down for that. I'd be down to sit at home and get Zoom calls all day and just do that. I could do my show from my room. Um, yeah, and I I kind of like things that I'm talking about because I think it really shows kind of it shows at least me my own perspective, maybe in ways that I wasn't obviously looking at. Obviously, I'm looking at myself and I'm hearing myself, and it's definitely something that is definitely is different. Nothing new, I don't want to say, but definitely different with the live format that I know that like anybody and everybody can just jump on in. But yeah, I'm gonna sign off on that. I think it's gonna be a good week. I definitely think I'm at a better point in my mind. I think having this conversation back and forth um definitely help ease some of the things that I was thinking about today. I may not have even really talked about what was getting at me. Maybe you didn't pick up on that, but I personally did. At least I felt like I did. Yeah, subscribe, like, follow me. Let me know what you guys think. Well, let me know what you hate. I definitely want feedback because I love to know that if I'm being kind of told like how to like something was wrong, it means that I'm improving and I'm learning something. And if I can continue to have that focus and I continue, like I've said this entire episode, continue to get 1% better, I will I will I'll turn it into something. It'll be something better than what it was today and this weekend and tomorrow and whatever. But I will plan on talking to you guys tomorrow, and I hope that we can continue to have these conversations together to see what both of us, maybe what all of us think, kind of what are the things going on inside our minds. Thank you guys, and I'll plan on seeing you tomorrow.